Om Shanti. Let's take a minute of silence. Sit straight. A 1-minute exercise which we have been doing for the last couple of days. And which we will keep doing when we are back to our homes and workplace. So gently bring your attention to the center of the forehead and see yourself a little star, tiny point of light. Visualization. See yourself, not just create a thought, to see where we apply the tilak. So to make it easy, you can first see yourself with the tilak there. See the tilak in the center of the forehead. Chandan ka tilak, golden color, or a red tilak. And now instead of the tilak, just see a little star. I, the being, the power. I am the Shakti. Just hold on to one thought. I am a powerful being. And keep seeing yourself. One thought, one visual. And as we create this one thought and see ourselves, that one thought is becoming our consciousness. I am a powerful being. Now see yourself at your workplace, your chair, at your desk, and sitting there, taking this 1-minute break, center of the forehead, point of light. I am a powerful soul. Now see yourself traveling back home from work. Could be in the car, could be in the train, in the bus. Hundreds of people around you. Chaos, noise. And in the middle of all this, center of the forehead, I, the little star, I am a powerful soul. And now you're at home with family. with them, cooking, eating, laughing, talking, and in the middle of it, a 30-second break back to the center of the forehead. I am a powerful soul. Om Shanti. Okay, is this simple to do? 1 minute exercise? Everybody? किस किस को लगता है simple है? Okay, while we were doing this 1 minute, that little star, and creating the thought, I am a powerful soul, were there any other thoughts in between? Yes, anybody? Were there any other thoughts in between? Yes? Yes. How many? Too many or just a few like that, random? Few. And when you saw your mind creating a few other thoughts, all that you had to do is gently say later and come back to I am a powerful soul. Like to take care of the body, we are taught that don't keep sitting on your desk. Get up every hour, walk for a couple of minutes and come back and you will be fine. Don't keep staring at the screen. What do we have to do? Just blink your eyes, look here, look there. Give rest to your eyes and the eyes will be strong. So don't keep working continuously. Stretch your arms, stretch your fingers. All it takes is a couple of minutes. And sometimes it takes even less than a minute. But because it takes such a short time, we don't do it. We don't do it. We are okay with doing a 30-minute exercise. We're okay with going for an hour to the gym. But getting up for 1 minute after every 1 or 2 hours, we don't do it. But what the doctor says is, it's not just about that half an hour or 1 hour that you did in the morning, because even if you did half an hour, 1 hour in the morning, but then 8 hours you were sitting on your computer, that's not good for the body. So, half an hour in the morning is powerful, but that 1 minute every hour is more important. Because if I keep sitting, then in spite of my morning exercise or my evening exercise, I'm still categorized as a sedentary lifestyle because I kept sitting for hours. So similarly, meditation in the morning, meditation in the night before going to sleep, but very, very powerful, meditation for 1 minute every hour. 1 minute. Yeah, do we all have 1 minute every hour? We all have 1 minute every hour? Yes, everybody has 1 minute. The important is only to take out that 1 minute. Now, what will happen when we just take a pause of 30 seconds or 60 seconds and we just visualize that little star and we say, I am a powerful being. I am a powerful soul. So we will not just say being, we will say, I am a powerful soul. Now, every time I am doing this, I am shifting from ego consciousness to soul consciousness. I am shifting from being emotionally weak to becoming emotionally strong. I am shifting from being aggressive to being calm and patient and peaceful just by taking out 1 minute. So isn't that a good deal? Just by taking out 1 minute, everything, so many things get resolved. Because by taking out this 1 minute and saying, I am a powerful soul, or peaceful soul, or happy soul, any one quality for the day, we are taking ourselves above the vibrations of where we are. What are the vibrations around us nowadays? A short list. What are the vibrations around us nowadays? Anybody? Fear, 1. Anger, 2. Insecurity, 3. Hanji? Frustration, 4. Frustration. Imagine frustration around you like this. What else? Competition also. Person jealous of you sitting right next to you, and another person right next to you waiting for you to make a mistake and fail there. And a person next to you with pain because of something that has happened at home. There is so much around us, and we wouldn't know because everybody is not carrying a placard saying this is the emotion that I'm experiencing today. And these are emotions that they are coming to work with. Leave alone then the emotions that get created at the workplace. And now this is only in the mind. What about the words, the behaviors, and everything that's going to happen? So what's the energy of the air that we work in and we live in also? High or low vibration? Low, how low? Super low. Super low. It was always low for the last couple of decades, but now suddenly it's gone lower. How many of you agree it's gone a little lower now? Yes. Post-COVID, it's gone lower. Because in COVID, collective consciousness of the planet was of fear and anxiety for almost 2 years. So if visualize, this is a room and we are 500 here, and 2 years we are sitting in this room, 500 of us, and almost 490 out of us are saying fear is normal, it's COVID, it's COVID. Anxiety is normal. So if we sit in this room like this, 500 of us, and we create fear and stress and worry, leave alone disease and everything that went with the disease, and of course losing someone, the grief. Imagine if that had to be the energy for 2 years if we were sitting in this room. So post those 2 years, what would be our vibration? What would be our vibration? It would have dipped. And that is what happened on that bigger home of ours, the planet. 2 years. Everybody is saying fear, anxiety, normal, stress, normal, irritation, normal, panic, normal, loss of job, insecurity, normal. And of course, those who even lost a job. So what all emotions? And of course, grief of so many souls who left the body, their family, and also grief of the souls who left the body also. No, so much death happening at the same time. So what would be the vibration of the planet after those 2 years? Thank you. The vibration has dipped. And that is why post-COVID, anxiety has become normal. And now it's not just anxiety as an emotion, but it is like anxiety, panic attack. And a very big population which got affected was children. So suddenly we meet children like, कुछ हो रहा है मुझको यहाँ, कुछ हो रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है. अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम है? नहीं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. घर में कुछ हुआ? नहीं, कुछ नहीं हुआ. स्कूल में कुछ हुआ? कुछ नहीं हुआ. फिर क्या हुआ? मालूम नहीं. But है. Why? Because this is a wake-up call. When there is a pollution in the air, who will get affected? When there's a pollution in the air, who will get affected? The ones who are emotionally weak. And so this was a wake-up call that our children were not very emotionally strong. The world goes and says, oh, because it was locked down, because these were at home. No, that's not the reason. It is because how much they were affected by the vibration in the air. That is the wake-up call. So we need to now pause and ask ourselves, do we continue like this or do we create a change? Because if it was here and it went here, and now because there's so much anxiety, it's only going to go here. And if we still don't do anything about it, then it will go here. And then post-COVID also, where the world has come back to being a better place. There's war, there's so many other things happening everywhere. So what is the solution? Either just live like a victim to what's happening in the world and just go like this, like this, like this, like this. You write down today's date and see the world next year on the same date. In 1 year, it would have gone. So, what's the solution? क्या करना है? क्या करना है? क्या करना है? A big population is here. I'm living amongst all those people, so I'm also here, and actually now here without a problem in life. Earlier also we would feel anxiety, panic, but there was always an issue because of which I'm feeling that. Post-COVID, there is no issue. It's only because it's in the air. So now what to do? Now what to do? हाथ रखिए, अब क्या करना है? अब क्या करना है? हाँ, बढ़ाना है. कितना बढ़ाना है? See, you have to see you're here, and even if there are 100 people around you, let's say in an office, leave alone those billions of people on the planet, the 100 people at a lower energy, me being just a little higher is not enough. Because 100 are there. So those 100 will pull me down just by being who they are. Even if they are being nice to me, speaking right, behaving right, but just emotionally where they are, I will get pulled down by the end of the day. And then when I get pulled down by the end of the day, I will go home to my children with this lower energy. And then whatever little they have, I will pull that also down. It goes into a spiral. Every single day it's just moving down. So it's not enough to be just here. Now we will need to be. अब करो, हाथ किधर रखना है? हाँ, बहुत ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा. Now what will happen when we go here, and there are a lot of people here? Energy doesn't flow from lower to higher. Energy flows from. So this is called distancing. COVID said first thing distancing. But that was physical distancing. Now we can't do physical distancing from the world, or from our work, or from our family. But what we have to do is vibrational distancing. If I do vibrational distancing, this virus will not affect me. But what will happen is, when I distance myself vibrationally, first I protect myself. COVID, first protect yourself. And then by protecting yourself, take care of those who are infected. But if I also catch the virus, then I'm not even able to take care of the other person who's also infected. So the need of the hour is vibrationally distancing. Thoda sa nahi. So now, last couple of years we had been saying this to everybody, but people were too busy working. They said time nahi hamare paas ye sab cheezon ke liye. We had reached a stage where if you're living like this, you cannot remain like this for a very long time, because when the energy dips here, and if you're here, you'll just become gently like this. So we have to live life like this. Chalo, graph banao. One way of living is like this. The other way of living is just like this, जैसे चल रहे हैं वैसे चल रहे हैं, and the other way of living is थोड़ा 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 नीचे जा रहे हैं. Right now हम थोड़ा थोड़ा नीचे जा रहे हैं. So अब कैसे चलना होगा? Like this. Which means every day I work on myself, so vibrationally I move upwards. Not that it will go like this in one go. Very gently. No pressure. Very gently. But direction has to be very clear that I'm moving upwards. I'm moving upwards. I am not here, because now you cannot remain here. That is the problem. The world will not let you be in this direction anymore. You will eventually just move like this. So now to save yourself and to take care of your family, and then with your vibration even to empower everyone else around you, you will need to be here. And now for me to go a little like this every single day, what do I have to do? हर रोज अपनी वाइब्रेशन को थोड़ा सा ऊपर उठाना है, थोड़ा सा ऊपर उठाना है. So what do I have to do? क्या करना है? हाँ, charge your battery. When? Every single day it has to be charged. And those who will do that, they are not just going to be doing it for themselves. Rest assured, if you do this for yourself, the first people who are benefiting are your family, and सबसे ज़्यादा benefit children. See, with children what happens is, they will get depleted also very fast, but they will get energized also very fast. So if there is all chaos around them, they will go like this. And suddenly you give them a higher energy, they will go like this. Their absorption power is very high and they are emotionally connected to you. So it is not because they were sitting at home, that's why all that anxiety happened. It's because what was the energy of the house when they were sitting at home? What was the energy of the house? How did we use those 2 years or 1 year or 1.5 years? What was the energy of the house? So when I will go like this, everyone who is connected to me, अब पकड़ो अपनी family को ऐसे, if I move like this, everyone who is connected to me by default moving up. They are not doing anything. They are not meditating. They are not doing anything. By default, because they are connected to me. वो बैटरी मुझ बैटरी से क्या है? Connected है. So if I start charging myself daily, उनकी बैटरी तो अपने आप. अच्छी बात है, नहीं अच्छी बात है. If you go to the gym and exercise, only you get physically fit. So you invest 1 hour, only one person gets physically fit. You invest a few minutes and meditate, everybody in the house changes. And not just home, you will go to work with that energy. You will be radiating that vibration to everyone around you. The way you will think about people will change. The way you will speak to people will change. The way you will work, you will change. The way you will be in a crisis will change. So you don't just empower your family, you actually empower everybody around you. And most important, you are radiating a higher vibrational energy into the energy of the planet. Which means now come back to these 500 people sitting here, and you are somewhere in the middle of the hall, and you, one single person, starts raising your energy. तो क्या होगा? पंखा नहीं चाहिए. चल दबा. पंखा नहीं चाहिए मुझे ये वाला. नहीं है ना? अच्छा ओके. कहीं और से. One person in the middle of the hall starts raising their energy. What will happen to the energy of the people around them? फर्क पड़ेगा या नहीं पड़ेगा? पड़ेगा नहीं पड़ेगा? Yes, पड़ेगा. पड़ना ही है automatically. So do I want to be that one? Do I want to be that one? How many are ready to be that one? And you ready to take out time for that? Do you have time? Do you have time? You know how much time gets wasted in creating lower vibrational energy? How much time we are wasting creating stress, fear, insecurity? Not just time, energy. Such a big myth it was, oh, I have to take out time to meditate. You don't take out time to meditate, you actually save a lot of time during the day. All the sevadharis that you are seeing here around you, and I think they will meet you tonight, they are like you, working. They are taking care of families, they are working, they have children, everything. And when they came first time to a retreat, they were sitting that side. And first time when they returned from here and the sister said, okay, now you come to the center, they said, we don't have time. So sister said, karke dekho ek baar, try it out, experiment. So out of the whole group who would come, a few would experiment. Initially it's tough to suddenly inculcate another extra 30 minutes routine in the morning or evening. It's not easy to begin with. But anyone who takes it up as a determined thing कि मुझको 2 महीने करना है, I'm going to do this for 2 months. So those 2 months we have to really take out time. We have to juggle things around and take out time. By 2 months it has come fitted into the schedule. अब वो fit हो गया है. And by the end of 2 months I've already started seeing the benefit of taking out that time. What happens is after 6-7 months, after 6-7 months, these people will come to the center and they will say, कोई सेवा है तो बताओ हम करेंगे. I will like, नहीं, कोई सेवा नहीं करनी है. You only take care of your house, you take care of your family and you take care of your work and you come that morning. And you know what is the answer? नहीं, हमारे पास टाइम है, आप बताओ क्या सेवा करनी है. ये टाइम कहाँ से आ गया? कहाँ से आया टाइम? And they are the ones who all here taking care of strangers whom they've never met before and will never meet again. From where did they get this extra time? And they are not coming here once a year, at least 4-5 times they will come in a year for this. And leave alone here, they do it at the center because they suddenly have more time. How did they get suddenly more time? कहाँ से आया time? कहाँ से आया time? कहाँ से आ गया टाइम? उनके पास टाइम नहीं था till a year back. कहाँ से आया टाइम? The biggest myth is we are short of time. And the reality is we are short of power. We are not short of time. We are short of power. So if I am, just visualize yourself physically unwell, okay? Everything will take longer to do, right? To get up from here, walk till there, climb the steps. I will do it dheere dheere. Dheere dheere. But when I'm doing it dheere dheere, I don't say I don't have time. I say I am not well. I know it. That I am taking longer because I am not well. And I know when I get well, I'll do the same thing faster. But when it was happening emotionally, we didn't realize that it was actually I who was weak. We started saying, time nahi hai. Because everything was taking longer. For everything we were thinking so much. We were speaking so much. We were wasting so much time and energy. And suddenly you start taking care of the fitness and sab kaam thoda jaldi hone laga. And you don't figure out initially, like jaldi kyun ho gaya sara kaam? Because you have invested that time into strengthening that mind. So first 2 months it will look like I have to take out time. 3rd month onwards it has fitted very beautifully into my schedule, and another 2 months later I have more time than I need. And more important is how much ever time is there, how you are here will be a different person. How does it feel here being in this energy? How does it feel here being in this energy? Good. But then what's going to happen on Monday? Everybody feels good over here. It's difficult to come here and not feel nice. But it's not about feeling good here. I mean, that's nothing. You don't have to make any effort for that. Important is what from Monday. Because like you, every weekend there is a group here. Everybody comes and says we feel nice. And everybody on the last day says, आज से तो हम गुस्सा कभी नहीं करेंगे, आज से हम ये करेंगे, आज से हम ये करेंगे, आज से हम 4 बजे उठेंगे, हम कर... And by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, back. And then the next year they will say, when is that retreat? I want to go again over there for peace of mind. We say, sorry, now next time new people have to come. We can't take you again and again for that retreat. So think. You have invested 4 days. 4 days. And these 4 days are to see that it is the same you, it is the same mind, but it's feeling good. So that means there's no problem with the mind. If there was a problem in my mind, I wouldn't be feeling nice over here. I would be feeling the same troubled, frustrated, whatever long list we created. It's not to do with the mind, it's the energy that we have created everywhere around us. And 2-3 days of meditating, even though we haven't yet learnt it properly, 2-3 days of eating sattvic food, 2-3 days of listening to positive content, and wow, meet a new me. A new me who's peaceful, who's calm. How many of you sleeping well here? Anybody feeling better, sleeping better than what at home? Yes, naturally. Because when the mind will feel better, sleep will be better. Physically feeling better. I was once in a retreat center and there were just 50 guests, and there was one person who was not interested in being there, but he had to come because he had to bring his wife. So he was sitting right at the back. And throughout that 1 or 2 hours program, he didn't even make eye contact. He was like, I'm not interested in all this of yours. And then at the end, we had to give Toli, the prasad. He didn't even come to take that. So the sister said, Chalo, we'll go and give it to him. I said, come, we'll go and give it to him. So we went to give it to him and he said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in all this. I said, it's okay, I was also not interested. Kya badi baat hai usme? He said, but I must tell you something. In the last 2 hours, this wo ghadi jo hum pehante hain aajkal, it's been telling me that my pulse rate and heartbeat is very changed while I'm here. In a person who was not interested, in a person who was consciously saying, I'm not going to listen to what you all are saying, his body had started showing change. Why? Vibration. Vibration. Energy. Everything is happening from there. So if you create this vibration at home, your children don't need to meditate. They will automatically start feeling better. Automatically होने लग जाएगा. You don't have to tell them आपको भी करना है. किसी को नहीं करना है. Only one person has to do it. Last month I was in a program, it was all doctors and one cancer surgeon. He came on the stage and he said, my wife has been coming here to this center daily. I've changed. So we all looked at him. Even I looked at him. So I said, like, you've been coming? He said, no, I'm coming first time today. He said, but my wife has been coming daily. I have changed. And then he says, I strongly believe everyone should meditate. But my experience says, even if one person is doing it in the house, it's okay for the rest of the family. Because it's vibration. It's like one agarbatti. You put it in one corner in the house, the khushbu will go to the entire house. It doesn't remain into that one corner. One depleter of the house has converted into an energizer. We were never neutral. Our normal self was a depleter of the house. Because with all this list of emotions which we created, and then sitting at work the entire day in another vibration, and then traveling home, we are already a source of depleting energy of the house. You ask anybody, what is the cause of all this that's happening to children? They say, oh, peer pressure, competition, too much studies. What too much studies? You think studying is easier today or it was easier earlier? When was it easier to study, to give exams and to reach into a professional college, today or earlier? Never it was easy. You could have always said, always it's been easy. That is also possible. When was the whole system easier? Okay, go back. 20-30 years back, no internet, so nothing available at the click of one mouse. No phone. Go home and talk to your friend and say, kya karne ka hai aaj homework mein? Nothing like that also. Whatever you studied in the class, you studied. Whatever you wrote, you wrote. If you didn't, you don't get it. Right? One. Second, how many professional colleges in the city that time? How many now? Every lane, turn here, there is a college everywhere. Okay. How was the exam system earlier? How is it now? Hanji? Absolutely. board exam, daily paper, 2 papers in a day. I remember I did ICSE 2 papers in a day, 3 years subject, 8 to 10 standard. You can't even look at the page one evening before. Monday to Friday, 10 days, 2 papers, go to school at 8 o'clock, come back at 4 o'clock next morning, again 8 o'clock in school. And we didn't have the word stress. It was only in physics. Really, we didn't know this word stress. We didn't know it that time. And look at it now. One exam, 10 days chutti, one exam. We wouldn't have studied the rest of the year had we to get 10 days chutti between 2 exams. So everything, what are we trying to do? We are making everything easier for them and easier for them and easier for them. And that's not a good thing to do. That's not a good thing to do. Why is it that we say so many people from India are all over the world playing very important roles in important organizations? Because they went through that tough system. But then we suddenly said, no, it's too tough, make it easier. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. So we said reduce the pressure. They're getting stressed. So we reduced the pressure. But stress still kept on increasing. We reduced the pressure even more. Now they're saying, I'm depressed. Now what are you going to reduce? Because while we were reducing the pressure, just the current lifestyle was reducing the resilience. And resilience was reducing much more than what we could have reduced the pressure. And then what happened? 15 years, 20 years, keep reducing the pressures of the children. And then life will suddenly throw something at them. And that life had thrown all that at us also. But for us, like, okay, one day crying, next day back to normal. For them it is very strong statements. Why? Because we were used to pressure. We were used to having no being said to us. We were used to rejections. We were used to, ye karo. We said we don't want to do it. Bolo, pucha nahi, karna hi hai. So we were used to having to do things which we didn't want to do. We were used to crying and still doing what we didn't want to do. What was that building up actually? That was building up resilience, that life will not always be your way. You have to face what life gives you. You have to adjust, you have to adapt, you have to bend, you have to tolerate. And leading that kind of a childhood also, today we are saying it's difficult, so you can't even visualize 10 years later what your children will say if they come into this hall. Because they are growing up very fragile. Very, very weak. Because everything is done like this for them. Don't fall. We'll hold you before you fall only. For us it was fall, hurt yourself, cry and get up. For them it is like, no, you can't fall. Because we both are working, so we will make up for it that we'll never let you cry. We will say yes to everything that you say. And that didn't turn out to be a good idea. Because life does not always say a yes. And for a person who's not heard no's, who's not got rejection, suddenly at the age of 15, 20, when they get a rejection, it's impossible for him to handle because it's something new that has happened to them suddenly. It is like a muscle that was not exercised for 15, 20 years. So one little gift give to your children when you return home, become a little strict. कर सकते? Gently strict. Strict doesn't mean shout at them. Strict just means no. So they will shout, they will scream. It's a continue. I also used to shout, no problem. Shout for however long you want, but it's a no. Possible to do that? Possible to do that? Don't panic if they are shouting. Don't panic if they are crying. We also cried. Don't panic. It's okay to cry now. It's okay. But what if we make them so fragile that when you say something, they won't be able to handle it anymore? So don't reduce the pressure, increase the resilience. Reducing the pressure is turning out to be wrong for them, because life will not reduce their pressure. So even if it's not for us, for them we have to do it, that we have to increase the resilience. Karna hai, nahi karna? How many of you feel you need to make your children a little more powerful? Kaise karenge? How will you do it? It's not something you can buy and give them, no power, strength. What are the signs which makes you see that your children are emotionally a little weaker than what they should be, or than what we were when we were in school or college? What are the signs that show you that in their behavior? Kya dikh raha hai? Mood swings, okay, one. What? So what is the meaning of stamina is less? What does it show? Hanji? Capacity of doing things. No, we are not talking of physical strength. Ye. They cry. What else? Lack of patience. Yes. They get irritated faster. Now many parents tell me, my child is not ready to listen to a no. I said, what age you started saying the no? That is the problem. Because you suddenly start saying no to them then at 15. You had to start saying the no at 2 and 3. But at 2 and 3 we were asking them, आप क्या खाएंगे? आप क्या पहनेंगे? आप किधर जाएंगे? आप क्या करेंगे? हाँ, मोबाइल तो है ही, but then again वो मोबाइल तो you can't take it away from them. Can you take that away from them? Anger, yes. So all these are signs of low emotional resilience. Now I can't go and increase their emotional resilience, but I can increase mine, and with that vibration increase theirs. Because again, not to get scared, but to think that if they are emotionally vulnerable and reactive and not handling pressure at the age of 15, what will happen when they are 25? What will happen when they are 30? What will happen when they get married? And imagine getting married to another person also who's been parented the same way. Imagine two people living together, both having not heard too many no's, both. And that's why it's not working out. It's already not working out. But what will happen? So we have to pause. Like we look at our company and we say, okay, what is the status now? What 5 years later? What? It's important to check our life, their life. Don't just keep running mindlessly. What is the purpose of earning so much money? इसका फायदा नहीं होगा कुछ भी. There's nothing more helpless than to sit with your child and not be able to do anything for them when they are feeling emotionally weak, because all your money, all your contacts, not being able to take care of that. There's only one way, creating that power, radiating it to them every day. And so for them, start meditating every morning. Earlier we would say, I can't leave my children and go. I said, don't leave. You're not leaving them and going. You're going for them. Don't you leave them and go to work every day for 8 hours. पर उसके लिए हम क्या कहते हैं, जाना ही पड़ेगा ना, उनके लिए कमाना ही पड़ेगा. ये भी उनके लिए कमाने के लिए जाना है. We are going for them. Within couple of years, things suddenly changed. You see, next couple of years, it will only get tougher. Let's do something before it's out of our hands. उसके बाद हम कुछ कर नहीं पाएंगे, क्योंकि करने की भी एक एज होती है. उसके बाद हम कर नहीं पाएंगे. Once they leave, they go to another country, then your power to influence. And most important, then they are in another vibration altogether then after that. So sometimes some parents say, from here can I send vibration to my child? They are in America. I said, keep trying, thoda to pahunchega hi. Because now they're in a hostel, they're sharing rooms, then they're exposed to something different altogether. So we still have time. Obviously, when they are with you, the power of influence is higher, no? And they are eating home cooked food. Actually, out of topic, but this craze of sending children away from home just because everybody is doing it. Pause and think about it. Pause and think about it. The safest option is the child should study at home unless you're living in a village where there's no school, no college, no university. Because it is not only about, oh, they should be from the best university. Finally, who's asking from where we are? Important is how we are, where we are, and how we are working. And okay, 10 years back it was different. Now it's different. 10 years later it will be even more different. Why would you not strengthen your child? Let them be at home, study, eat home cooked food, be in your vibration. You get to see their face every day. How are they feeling? Parents are not coming to know that their child is in another country and is in depression. The parent doesn't come to know because the child phone pe pucha, sab theek hai, haan, sab theek hai. Finished. You don't come to know, you come to know 1 year later. So, when things change, way of living should change. Just don't do it because everybody else is doing it, and don't be in this myth कि नहीं नहीं भारत में education is why. Where did we all study? हम कहाँ पढ़े थे? कहाँ पढ़े थे? Just pause. Professionally strong बनाना है, लेकिन उससे इम्पोर्टेंट इमोशनली स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना है, तब वो प्रोफेशन में कुछ कर पाएंगे. इमोशनली स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना है. So as this whole thing, no, they will go out, they'll become stronger, over. That era is also over. Over. So think. They will say they want to go out because peer pressure. Peer pressure. And now with everything changing all over the world, I mean, what is the big attraction? Kya hai? What are we doing? It's only that we don't pause and take a minute of silence and think. We just say, no, everybody is going, so my child also has to go. Because then my friends will say, Arey, you didn't send your child, so I have also got sent. No. The time now is to stand on the right in everything in life. Stand on the right even if you are the only one doing that. That is the time now. The time of majority's right is over. That is over. Majority is now definitely not right. Because if majority was right, then majority would not be talking all this stress and depression and anxiety, all the lists that we made. Majority is definitely not doing something right. So the time has come to not be on the majority side. We meet children in school. Earlier also when we were in school, there used to be few children who would do things which were not right? But the numbers were very small and we were all the acha bachas on the one side. But now it's the other way around. Now the ones who will have a social media account at a very young age in school are big in numbers. And there are these 3, 4 whose parents said, no, we are not giving it to you. But they are a minority. The ones who are not experimenting with any substance by the age of 15, 20 are smaller in number. And so these smaller in number children are being ridiculed. They are not being made part of the group. They are not being invited to parties. They're really singled out. So it's not enough to just prepare your child to be right. But it's important to prepare them to be able to stand for the right even if they are only one. And for that you need power. Right hona is easy. But akele right par khade hona, where people could, be saying all sorts of things to you. And you feel that loneliness, that no one is around you, no one is there as a friend. वो ताकत देनी पड़ती है. So this is all power which will come only by working on ourselves on a daily basis. So these 3 days that you have invested, don't treat it like a 3-day retreat. Take it something with which I will change my life and I will change their life. You know what happens when we come to the center? When parents come, children also start coming. Even if they're just coming like that only. है ना? आप कौन सी एज से गए थे सेंटर पे? 16. हाँ. Not interested in meditation, even not understanding what's happening, but just going with the mummy, papa, like that. They start coming with, like from the age of 2, 3. For them, that center starts becoming home. For them, the sisters and brothers there start becoming family. Now, very important thing what happens is, when the school children ridicule them, कि आप ये नहीं करते, आप ये नहीं करते, आप ये नहीं करते, but because they come to the center and they see lot of people like that, they don't feel they are the odd one out. Because they say, oh, so many. Everyone wants to be included, doesn't want to feel left out. The child doesn't have that much strength. We don't have that strength today. From where the child is going to have that strength? So coming to the center is not just about meditation, about studying the spiritual principles. It's being a part of a community which is together working on going like this. So we have to choose between a social circle who is going like this or a social circle who is going like this. We don't leave that social circle. We continue going where they're going, but we're living like this even over there. So it's not that you stop going to your parties. No, you don't. You go there, but you continue being like this because you're doing this every morning. Every morning. And when you are able to do that, being there but still be like this, they will know how to do it. Being in their school but still be like this. It's not easy for them. It is not easy for them. But then that is the role of a parent, right? What is the role of a parent? What's the role of a parent? So with time, the needs change. When we were in school, our parents were not, majority were not financially very, very, very well to do like you are today. Most of us had one parent working. Most of us struggled with that one cycle, the one scooter, the one house, the one. For your children, that struggle was not there. They were born with all of it. But for them now, the struggle is not financial and physical. For them, the struggle is emotional. Emotional. So when we went through that struggle, we thought we'll make everything very easy for our children. So we started giving them everything that money can buy because we had to wait for every small thing. जैसे मेरे बच्चे को सब कुछ मिलेगा जो मुझको नहीं मिला. Good thought. But आपके बच्चों को वो भी मिलना चाहिए जो आपको मिला था. वो संस्कार, वो मर्यादाएं, वो घर की मर्यादाएं, that is power, that is strength. Not like this, कुछ भी पहनो, कुछ भी खाओ, कुछ भी पियो, कहीं भी जाओ, कुछ भी करो. It's okay, it's all cool. This cool is only ruining everything. Relationship की मर्यादा नहीं बची, छोटे बड़े की मर्यादा नहीं बची, कुछ भी नहीं. भारत की संस्कृति छोड़ दी ना, तो घर की संस्कृति भी छोड़ दी. घर की संस्कृति भी छोड़ दी. So we are the last generation who knows what needs to be changed. If we don't do it, it's over. After that, they don't know what it has to be done. So we are the last ones. And we don't have to do anything new. We just have to go and do a little bit how we were parented, how we were brought up. We just have to create that little shift and bring that there. When we were growing up, we didn't have phones. Now we will use our phones, but we will behave as if we don't have a phone. Which means early morning, don't pick up the phone and sit. Go back to how we were when we didn't have phones. That's what we have to do. So we are going to get the best of both the worlds. We are going to use the best of this world, but we have to pick up the best of that world when we were growing up emotionally stronger in an era where, forget depression, stress was not an emotion. So it's not history, right? It is just my life. So why can I not get my lifestyle back into for my children there? कर सकते नहीं कर सकते? Yes? Did you make your notes out of the digital wellness session? And are you going to do it after you return from Monday? Sure? Pakka bilkul? Don't go and tell your children to do it. Look here, you have to do this from tomorrow. No. No. Don't create panic at home by announcing when you reach there on Tuesday. From today we are going to do this. Nothing. From today no one is going to do anything. If there's only one person who's going to do something, it's going to be me. The rest are going to continue living the way they were living. But I have to first make that practice my habit. In 3 days, nobody changes. Anybody thinks I'm changed in 3 days? Biggest myth. It's very sweet, but a lot of people on the last day say, oh, from today I will never get angry. I said, meet you at the airport or the station. Let's see what happens. It's not that simple. It's simple, but not that simple that in 3 days it's all changed. No. 3 days is only teaching us a way of living, and then it will become simple when we make that our lifestyle. Then it's very simple. But to think in 3 days I'm a different person, no, not at all. Not at all. Nothing will change on Monday. Nothing. 3 days in this environment brings you here, 3 days in that environment will bring you back to where you were. But if you go back into that environment and live like this, then it will start changing. So what will we do from Monday morning? Wake up at 4 a.m. And to wake up at 4 a.m., what time will we go to sleep? So fit all this. Do it here before you leave. Because when you go back into that air, it's all going to look very difficult over there. We'll say, oh, वहीं ठीक था 4 बजे, अभी इधर कौन 4 बजे उठेगा सुबह? Over, finished. So write your notes. Make your changes in the lifestyle. It doesn't mean everything will change 360 degrees in one day. Small changes, small, very small changes. The time I will have my dinner, the time I will keep my phone away, small changes. Not I will not get angry from today. No, it's not possible. Don't talk all that. Make these simple lifestyle changes. I will sleep at this time. I will wake up at this time. I will sit in meditation. मुझको नहीं आता करना, but I will still sit. Make these very simple changes in your lifestyle here before you leave. Because you're still in that air. When the air changes, the mind will start thinking another way. Even in the flight, your mind will change. In the train, your mind will change. You'll have to do it while you are here. ठीक है? करना है? We still have our Sunday tomorrow. Yes? Why we are saying this to you? Because we understand what you are feeling, that it's very simple from Monday. But we also see every group. I can tell you out of 500 like this, hardly 2 or 3 will continue with this lifestyle. That's the fact. What happened in COVID? Everybody started sleeping early, eating right. So everybody was saying, array, post-COVID, the world will be a very different place. We are very evolved and awakened and realized. What happened post-COVID? Nothing. Back to the same thing. So one sanskar is needed. Consistency, determination. And now not for yourself, for your children. For your children. Now it's for them. Because sometimes for ourselves, we don't feel it's important. We say, it's okay na. Itna chal hi to raha hai na. Itne stress se kya problem hai? It's okay. But they are not saying I'm stressed. They are saying I'm depressed. Not depression as an illness, depressed as an emotion. So for them. Now it is for them. So first homework that we are going to do is, first start practicing emotional independence. And emotional independence means, who is the creator of thoughts and feelings? I. Now make that your vocabulary. Which is going to change vocabulary. Spirituality is a vocabulary. It's a vocabulary. So it doesn't mean I will not get angry from Monday onwards. I will. But now I will not say I'm angry because of them. I will say I created this anger. This change is easy to do. This change is easy to do. To say I will never get angry from Monday, it's not going to happen. But this change is possible. I created this anger and it was not right. Irrespective of what the other person has done, anger is not right. Which means any lower vibrational energy is not right. Any lower energy emotion is not right. Have you made a list of your lower energy emotions? Right. 1. Stress, fear, worry, anger, irritation. Just a habit of talking that way. जल्दी करो, क्यों ठीक नहीं? Change. जल्दी करो, हमें टाइम पर पहुंचना है. Conserves energy. जल्दी करो, किया नहीं अभी तक? Wastes my battery. I'm saying the same line, but the way of saying it will either charge my battery or it will deplete my battery. So priority only to be taking care throughout the day. This battery, soul power here, is it getting charged? Is it getting depleted? I want to come home in the evening charged. Charged. Comparison, criticism, hurt, everything energy depleter. Self-criticism, guilt, biggest energy depleter. Guilt, holding on to things, have not forgotten, not released it, not let it go, energy depleter. Okay? So keep one column there, and every time you think of any other emotion which is an energy depleter, go there and write it. And now this all is not normal. So now this will be our new vocabulary. We are coming from a world who's calling all these emotions as normal. And now we understand it is an emotional disease. It shifts my mind from ease to a dis-ease. So first change from Monday, which is very easy. Every time you create any of this, first to know this is not right. Doesn't matter what happened, doesn't matter what the other person did, my creation was not right. So which means don't endorse a negative emotion, because if you endorse it, that sanskar will go. It is already my sanskar. If I endorse it, that sanskar will get strengthened. Second, change the vocabulary and say, I created it. I created it. Third, now in place of that creation, what could have I created? Now write that as your affirmation now. So tomorrow morning, before the session, make your list. If these are the discharging emotions, what are the energizing feelings? Stress का opposite, anger का opposite, worry का opposite, jealousy का opposite, columns. And when you are very clear with what is normal and not normal, you will be able to teach your children, this is not normal, this is normal. Imagine teaching a child the entire year being calm and stable on the day of the exam is normal. Instead of saying, तुमको stress नहीं है, तुम्हारा board exam है. Whole year everybody tells the child, oh, इस साल तो बहुत stress होगा, board exam है. And then on the day of the exam, we say, don't get stressed. It cannot happen on that day. It has to be prepared. Now we've come to an era, priority is not how many marks they got. Priority is what was their experience of the exam. So if your child gets 5% less, but the child was stable and calm and powerful during an exam, success, achiever. Achiever. Because when he goes to work, it is this which will become his strength. This is that emotional quotient which everybody is looking for now. So don't talk only about marks. Yes, we have to talk about marks. We have to talk about performance. But that they will get. But what about all the pressure that is getting created? What about the panic attack that is happening on the day of the exam? What about the child blanking out on the day of the exam and saying, I cannot do this? And what about those children who just quit? And so many children thought they can't, they don't want to live because they don't want to give the exam. इतना बड़ा हमने उसको वो बना दिया that they actually took a decision of not wanting to live. And who were these children? They were those children who had come first all their life. So learn. It's not a piece of news in the newspaper. It's not a video which is to be scrolled. It is a learn. It is a wake-up call. This can happen to my child. We never think like that. We say, oh, ये तो किसी और का बच्चा है. हमारे घर में ऐसा नहीं होगा. वो हमारे लोग हैं, इधर उधर पड़ोस में ही रहते हैं. So it's a wake-up call. Era is over of focusing only on performance. Era is now the state of the mind while giving the exam is important. Important है या नहीं important है? है, नहीं है? Yes or no? Yes. So please focus on that from now. That performance is very important, but how you are is more important for us than your marks. Convey that very clear. These marks will be of no use after some time. But this sanskar of remaining powerful under pressure is going to be your sanskar forever. Who will teach them that? Nobody is teaching in school. We will have to teach that. So, experience of the exam should be the underlying factor right from day one of the academic year. And that will only happen if we don't create that panic. We don't create that panic. Every child who decided not to live, what did they write in that letter before going? What did they write in that letter before going? They had no problem with not becoming a doctor or an engineer or anything. They had no problem with that. They only said, I am sorry, I was not able to do what you wanted me to do. So what was the trigger of taking that decision? Only the ability to not be able to face their parents. And how are the parents going to go through this thing now? So we have to convey to them, your marks are extremely important. But they are not that important. They are important, but not that important. Your state of mind is more important than your marks. Which means become powerful, then perform. That will have to be taught. But that again, that balance, not that acha theek hai, don't. No. We will push you into performing. We will push you into performing. But your powerful mind is more important for us than your marks. And most important is teach the child that the marks are not your source of happiness. You have to do that right from kindergarten. Because our happiness is not dependent on anything outside. It's only dependent on here. So vocabulary change. Can we do vocabulary change from Monday? That much is easy. 1, not to endorse a negative emotion. 2, I created it. Positive or negative, I created it. So when you go back to work on Tuesday and somebody says, why are you so happy? So don't look for a reason. I am happy because of. Say, because it's my nature. That's all. Simple. It has to be our nature. It's our creation. Not I'm happy because this happened. I'm sad because this vocabulary has to go. It's not because. It is because I created it. That's why. It's not because of anything else. Second homework done. Who's creating the emotion? Who's creating the emotion? I always, irrespective of whatever is happening around me. People may be wrong around me, pressure may be too much around me. Yes, but emotion is still my creation. Emotion is still my creation. When I'm weak, pressures will feel more. This table is heavy for anyone who's physically weak. The same table is light for anyone who's physically strong. The table is what the table is. The table is what the table is. So I am creating it. I will have to strengthen myself. Third homework. Whichever negative emotion I want to change, I will put the positive affirmation for it. So we are going to make our vocabulary as positive affirmations. So you can write those and come, especially which ones is your sanskar. So tonight before going to sleep or tomorrow morning, reflect which sanskar I want to change, write that sanskar and write the affirmation for it, the positive affirmation for it. So which means if anger is my sanskar, my positive affirmation is I'm a peaceful soul. If worry is my sanskar, then my positive affirmation is, what will it be? What will it be? I'm a powerful soul. Very good. If fear is my sanskar, then my positive affirmation is, I am confident. Just, it's very easy. So here is my normal old emotion and here is my affirmation, I am fill in the blank soul. Now another exercise which is important is, I am fill in the blank soul. Second is, you are fill in the blank soul. Now you can do this for your family. Don't affirm their negative sanskar. Which means don't keep saying you're like this, don't do like this, don't be like this. The more we will repeat the negative one, it is an affirmation. And every affirmation will manifest. So if I think their negative sanskar, if I speak their negative sanskar, then I am only helping them to affirm their negative sanskar. So third homework is, suppose you have 4 members in your house, for each one create one positive affirmation before tomorrow morning. Which means it's a blessing that you are creating for them. So if someone at home is anxious, troubled, write for them, you are a powerful, always happy soul. Always happy soul. Easy? ये कर सकते हैं? So 3 homework हो गए, ठीक है? Personal responsibility. Second, no endorsing the negative sanskar. Third, writing the positive quality. And fourth, not just for yourself but also for others. Now, what will happen when we start affirming the positive vocabulary? Anything affirmed will start becoming a, yes, anything affirmed will start becoming a reality. What we are not aware of is that we are affirming a lot of negative words. I am busy is a negative affirmation. I don't have time is a negative affirmation. बोलते रहते I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time for my children, I don't have time for myself, I don't have time to do what I want to do. Keep saying it. Next year you will be even more short of time. Opposite. What is opposite? I have more time than I need. Now what will happen when you affirm this? You will have same amount of time. You will have same amount of work, you will have same amount of responsibilities, but the feeling inside will be different. The feeling will be different. Feeling is not created by what's happening outside. Feeling is created by how I'm thinking about what's happening outside. So our quality of life is not about what's going on outside. That is one thing which we're not taught. We were taught to just keep feeling depending on what's happening outside. Life is not about what's happening outside. It's about how I'm thinking about what's happening outside. So if I say everything is a mess, I will feel low. If I will say everything is perfect, I feel good. Things are actually what they are. कुछ भी नहीं बदलेगा बाहर. One nice affirmation. I use it throughout the day. Everything is perfect. Somebody will say, you know what, the flight is, let us say everything is perfect. We have to reach at the right time and the right way. That's it. Anyways, I can't change the flight. I can't change how much traffic is on the road. But what is the point of going through that whole journey with all that everything is wrong, we are in the wrong place at the wrong time, we are late, now what will happen? We will still reach at the time we are meant to reach. But important is, how am I when I reach? And important is, how was I on the entire journey, whether it is a journey of 3 hours or whether it is a journey of life. What is happening outside is not always in our control. But how we are going to think is going to decide how we feel, it's going to decide how the body will feel. Why suddenly so much disease? Don't you see, disease graph has increased suddenly. When you and me were in school, how much cancer was there around us? We had to hear, na, someone had cancer, it was like, cancer was like big thing. Now it's like, हाँ ठीक हो जाएगा. We just ask them, कौन सा cycle चल रहा है आपका कीमो का? It's like asking, fever के लिए क्रोसिन खाया? It is like that. Why? Because suddenly it became so common. Why suddenly so much disease? Because suddenly so much here negative thinking. Here. So yes, there will be challenges outside. Yes, there will be problems outside. Yes, there will be difficult people outside. Yes, there will be extremely difficult people outside. But my quality of life is not dependent on what's outside. My life is dependent on how I'm thinking about them. So what is spirituality teaching us? Spirituality doesn't say everything outside in your life will become perfect. Not at all. You will become perfect. And experience says when you become perfect, which means your thinking becomes right, situations start changing. Situations start changing. During COVID, someone came to the center, he said, I lost everything, my business is over. I said, okay, come to the center, meditate. So he looked at me, by coming to meditate, will my business go okay? I said, no, not at all. He said, then what's the use of coming here? I said, you will become okay. And I said, I think when you become okay, your business will also do well. He said, oh, because people want magic, do something so my business will become okay. No magic. No magic at all. Power. Power. So fourth homework is gently start changing vocabulary. When you change your vocabulary and you speak that vocabulary around your children, their vocabulary will change. We have children like 3-4 years old, they will sit with the food and say, I am powerful soul, I am always happy. Sometimes they don't even know what they're saying, but they're saying. And what will happen with that is, it's not 4 lines affirmation or 10 line affirmation. Then that becomes their vocabulary. So we want to make positive affirmations our vocabulary, not just 5 statements. Because every thought I create is creating a feeling. Every feeling is radiating to my body, is creating the health of my body. Every feeling that I'm creating is radiating to people, it's creating my relationships. And every feeling is radiating to work. And every feeling is radiating into the world. So where is all the power? Where is all the power? Here. So today, one more homework. Whatever is your predominant thought about anyone, about any problem, about anyone, about yourself, about anything, just gently write the opposite below that. Which means write your positive affirmation for that person or that problem or that issue. When we start changing the way we think, I don't know whether Dr. Mohit talked about it. Did he talk about all the neural patterns, what they start changing in the brain? Yes, good. So that is it. And when those neural patterns will change, everything will change. There's no such thing as the disease is in the gene. It gets activated from here. Same parent will have 2 children. Both the children are not going to get the disease. Both the children have the same gene. It all depends what is the thought process of those 2 children and the lifestyle. So don't live like a victim saying, oh, my family, this has, oh, this. Nothing. The power is all with us. All with us. So to remember, my every negative thought is triggering another neural pattern in my brain. And my negative vocabulary is becoming my child's vocabulary and creating a neural pattern in their brain. So I'm going to change the way I speak. And for that, I'm going to change the way I think. Think. And when we start doing this every day, now to do it every day, it will not be possible if you keep consuming all that negative content throughout the day. So digital wellness is number one topic. Because we say, I want to think right, and then I consume all that negative. It's vocabulary that we are consuming. Don't you see how people, even when they're writing comments, they just become so reactive suddenly. And it's going into a vicious cycle. They are writing reactive, we are reading reactive, tomorrow we are writing reactive, somebody. It's just going spiral. So if you want to shift towards a positive vocabulary, you will have to first stop consuming the wrong vocabulary. If you're going to consume content of people shouting and screaming and making noise about everything, then we are not changing. Then if we are changing, we are only changing in this direction. We cannot tell the children to stop using the phone. Not possible. But we can change what we consume from there. We will radiate that vibration. That will then tomorrow give them the power to be able to shift. Just going and taking the toy away from them is not possible now. If they are very young, then you still have the power to do it. How many have children below 5 years? You still have a lot of power to be able to do it. Before it becomes a... Nowadays, the public places, airports, I always see, because my work is only to keep looking at people. How are people's faces? How are people smiling? That's all I keep doing everywhere. So I can see children shouting and screaming for that phone. Shouting and screaming over there in a public place. In the flight, if you see any child shouting and screaming, it's only a parent who's just postponing giving them the gadget. But when that child makes a lot of noise, then the parent gives it to them. In a second, the noise is over. It's like right now there was chaos, and suddenly it's as if the child is not there in the flight. Where the child gone? Abhi to itna short, because they got that. It's deep addiction. Deep addiction. Deep. Why? Because when they were in our womb, we were holding the phone. So again, we don't point the finger there. But now, gently we will create a change. First, the change will only be with us. So, from, what is the date on Monday? 28th? November, 1 month. No content which has lust. No content which has violence. No content which is crime, fear. Okay, enough. 3 are enough for 1 month. How many can do that? Self-restraint. 1 month. No content which is going to deplete my battery, because I've just begun the journey of, just 1 month. If you change it, after that you won't like it. It's like food. If you just quit something, even it's like sugar. Suppose I love sugar. I will just go and pick up and eat sugar like that. Then I realize, what am I doing? I'm eating so much sugar. So I suddenly give away sugar. First few days, very difficult. Next few days, easy. 1 month later. After that, somebody will say, should I add sugar? I said, no, I don't need it. Leave it. It's over. Something that I can get addicted and live in a depleted manner for the rest of my life just takes a month or less than that to just get it out of my system. But because it's designed to be addictive, the more we watch it, the more we want to watch it. Isn't it like that? The more we watch it, the more we want to watch it, because it is creating the neural pattern here, it is creating that hormone in the body, then that's becoming addictive. So for a few days it has to be absolutely no. Because that's so deep that even if I take it once, it will trigger that addiction again. Many people, when they give up a cigarette or an alcohol, they'll give up for like 10 days, 15 days. But if they have even one, it again brings back everything. So at least a month, I will not watch a single video. Correct? वैसे वो इतने सब वीडियोस देखने के बाद अगले दिन सुबह मेडिटेशन होता नहीं है, वो होगा नहीं. You can't go like this. You have to, it's a package complete. 1 month, no lower energy content. But then you won't find anything much to consume. And there itself you've saved lot of time. Not just time, just you. Another thing that you are, why you're feeling nice, because 3 days here you're not consuming that content. You will suddenly see that you're a very different person when you will you're this shouting, snapping, getting irritated. It's all coming from there. It's not our sanskar. How often we look at ourselves and like, this is not me. Why am I talking like this? This is not my nature. But I'm listening and watching that. So content creates thoughts. Repeated thoughts become sanskar. Sanskar comes into karma. Karma becomes destiny. So content is equal to destiny. So all our issues, mental, emotional, physical, relationship, major reason is only content consumption. So just one shift of content will change destiny completely. But for that, we have to have the strength to say, yes, I've not watched that series. Yes, I have deleted these apps from my phone. Yes, I have not subscribed to any of those platforms. And people will say, how strange. You said, yeah, I'm strange. Good. Remember the power to be alone on the right. And many people want to come on that right side, but they don't have the power to be alone. When you do it, they will join you. They will join you. ठीक है? No negative content for 1 month. Easy? Yes? Easy? बहुत easy. Now, a little positive content on a daily basis. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's all. So at the Brahma Kumaris, what do we do when you see all these brothers and sisters here in white? They don't wear white when they're in their city. They all wear like your color clothes. But the one shift that they created in their life was, every morning they were coming to the center in the morning for the class. So all over the world we have our morning class 7 to 8 or 6:30 to 7:30. So initially they had to take out the time. Now over there it's spiritual content. Now we did nothing else. We only started coming for that morning class. And every day just started taking that. And after a month or 2 months, we suddenly started seeing change in ourselves. Oh, I didn't react. Oh, I didn't feel bad when this person did this. Oh, I didn't get hurt. How come? Because we had changed content. Because we changed content. You can't work on yourself not to get angry, it doesn't work like that. We just changed content and we were seeing a change in ourselves. The world has just changed content and the world is changing. If children quit this content addiction, all this anxiety and all this will just disappear completely. Completely. They are sitting at night after they finish studying. Because they study, they go for classes, they do everything. Now when is their me time? In the night. So after 10 o'clock, they will start consuming all this content. Thriller, crime, all. And consume all that and go to sleep. How is it that they will not have anxiety after that? Consuming and consuming just before going to sleep. So do it for them. And you know, when we as a consumer will stop consuming it, creators will change what they are creating. And if creators change what they're creating, your children will get saved. So creator creates a karma by creating this content. Consumer also creates a karma by consuming that content. Because when I consume, more of that is created because I consumed. So easy to do this. 1 month. And 1 month, diet change. We're just going to do all this for 1 month to see how the graph goes after returning from here. Diet change, which means food similar to what you are eating here. Vegetarian. Vegetarian. Anyone who is on an animal-based diet, just for 2 months experiment. Gut and mind both will change. A diet which is full of pain, fear, anxiety, helplessness, screaming of that animal, and then violence and death. So just 2 months change, you'll never go back to it. You won't go back to it. But not just a vegetarian diet, as far as possible, next 2 months, home cooked food. Home cooked food. We're only going back to what we were when we were in school. Do you remember when we were in school how often we would eat out? कितनी बार खाते थे बाहर? कुछ ओकेजन होना पड़ता था तो आज बर्थडे है, ओ कैन वी गो आउट टू ईट, टुडे इज माई बर्थडे, हाँ ओके टुडे यू विल गेट टू गो आउट टू ईट. इट वाज लाइक, एंड नाउ इट इज लाइक घर पे बैठ के आई एम गेटिंग बोर्ड, कैन वी ऑर्डर फ्रॉम होम? बिकॉज इट इज अडिक्टिव. एवरीथिंग इज अडिक्टिव. It becomes a pattern. वो न्यूरल पैटर्न है ना, वो न्यूरल पैटर्न will always ask for that same thing again and again and again. I have to break that pattern. Food cooked outside, first it is cooked for money and not for nourishment. So fundamental energy of that food is not to give you anything, it is to take from you. So food which is supposed to nourish the mind and body, cooked with the energy of taking from you, not from giving you. Fundamental energy is only not there. Second, cooked in a hurried environment. इसलिए if you see, all the people are always in a hurry nowadays. जल्दी करो, time नहीं है, is actually a line which is said in the restaurant back end at the kitchen. And now we all say that line. जल्दी करो, time नहीं है. It comes from that food. And third, we don't know the state of the mind of the person who cooked the food. Whether they were worried, whether they were angry, whether they were anxious, whether they were in emotional pain, any emotion. Because we practice it, within half an hour of eating, I can go and tell the person who's cooked, I said, क्या बात है, आपका मूड ठीक नहीं था आज, कैसे, आपको कैसे पता चला? I said, खाने से. Because it's direct. We can tell from the food, the state of the mind of who's cooked the food. So just 1 month, love yourself, pamper yourself, give yourself everything healthy, invest in yourself. 3 days is not enough. 3 days is how many hours have you invested by coming for this retreat? Right from the time you left your city, how many hours have you invested in coming for this retreat? Approximately 4 days? 5 days? 4 days into 24, how much does that become? 90 days. 90 days. 90 hours. 90 hours. Yeah. So now we need 1 month more. Because otherwise this 90 hours are only going to become a nice experience of 3 days and over. You want to sustain it? You want to give it to other people, then you'll have to invest a little more into it. Okay? Can we do this thing? Have plant-based diet, vegetarian for 1 month? Those who don't have, those raise their hand. Those who are right now on an animal-based diet and are ready to experiment for 1 month, हाँ हाथ उठाओ, अच्छे से उठाओ, आपको देखकर कोई और उठाएगा. अच्छे से, don't worry. You know what we learn over here? हाथ उठाने से भी ताकत आ जाती है. 1 month. Home cooked food. Now home cooked food with peace and love. Not वो मैं थकी हुई हूँ लेकिन खाना बना नहीं, मत बनाओ, रहने दो. मजबूरी का खाना नहीं बनाना है. टेंशन का खाना नहीं बनाना है. Take 2 plants, give them the same sunlight, the same everything, just give them 2 different energies. Water one plant with love. And water the plant with other plant with, oh हो कितना काम है, पानी भी मुझको ही देना पड़ता है. And you will see the difference in the 2 plants. There is a place here just 2 kilometers away, it's called Tapovan. If you get a chance to go there tomorrow after the retreat, it's a whole model of yogic kheti, where all the plants, the vegetables, the fruits, they are growing there, but we meditate in those farms there. Because we know the power of vibrations on the food. So cook with love. Cook less, don't make 4 things, make 1, but cook with the right energy. Have high energy words playing in the kitchen. Have high energy words playing in the kitchen, even that will change the vibration of your food, which means bhajan, mantra, whatever your family likes, high energy words in the kitchen. That is how food is being cooked here. What you are feeling peaceful is largely because of the food you are eating over here. It's cooked very, very carefully. We have a campus, you will see tomorrow, 30,000 people will come there next week. And they will stay for a week. Then they will go 1 week later, 30,000 more. How many of our people come? There's no food coming from outside. There's nobody coming from outside to cook the food. Only those who meditate daily, lead this lifestyle, are going to be in peaceful state and cook. Only they can cook. So whether it's bread, whether it's biscuit, whether it's ice cream, whether it's everything cooked inside, because we know the power of that. We know the power of that. All affirmations, all meditation sometimes is of no use, because I have just eaten something which somebody was very worried and anxious, and I suddenly start getting irritated after eating that. So when it's necessary, when we are traveling and we don't have, fine. But when you're in your city, when you're at home, why should you eat outside food? घर का खाना लेकर जाए ऑफिस रोज. Possible? Possible? Doesn't matter. Even if we're getting a free meal voucher there, we are not going to take it. Home cooked food is the reason why we were emotionally stronger than our kids today, because we were eating 3 times home cooked food cooked by a family member. ठीक है? Enough homework for tomorrow? Yes? 1 minute silence. We had to do the visualization part, we will do it tomorrow. Because by tomorrow you're going to work out on all these things. You're going to do your homework. And you are going to write your pointers. And you will write your affirmations. Tomorrow we will do the visualization of that. Just 1 minute exercise again. Energy in the center of the forehead. I am a powerful being. Now just visualize vibrations of this power radiating from you out into the world. I'm a radiator of power. And just remain in this state, hold on to that one thought and that one visual. Even if another thought gets created, gently bring it back to that one thought. I am a powerful soul. I radiate this power out into the world.
Thank you, Didi. And we will remain very, very silent in this state of self-consciousness, because the next 45 minutes or so, we are going to go into a deep experience of our own self, the light within. And Rama Didi is here with us to lead us to this divine experience. And please remain seated. This important activity is for you, so that you are able to soak in what all has been told to you. And please listen to some instructions carefully. This is a creative meditation laboratory that we are going to experience now. So we'll be given some thoughts here in the hall, and then we'll be asked to move out of the hall and move together, walk in meditation, be in tune with nature, your nature and the nature outside. So whenever you are told to stand up and walk out, that will be told by Rama Didi, please listen that all sisters have to move through this side. Gate 1, gate 2, right? But move through this sides and row by row. Don't stand all of a sudden. Even sisters sitting on this side have to move out through this side. And all the brothers have to move out through this side of the hall. So even brothers sitting at this side have to move here. So please request not to stand all of once, but few rows at a time will stand. And once they are gone, then the next rows will stand and move out. You will be given candles. You will be given candles which will be lightened, and you will have to take that candle in a state of soul consciousness and move with the candle. We will all walk together in lines. You will be guided by angels who will take you outside. And in that experience, don't be in a hurry to move, fast. Maintain distance between two people. And if by chance, due to wind, if your candle turns off, don't panic. The candle is not important. This light is more important. Don't let this light go off. And we are now heading towards a beautiful, creative meditation laboratory. And we welcome Brahma Didi to take us through this wonderful experience.
Withdraw your attention from everything else. Begin by relaxing your body. Relax all the muscles and nerves. With each breath, let your body settle into a very calm, relaxed, light state. Focus within. Feel the energy of your body relaxing. With each breath, you go into deeper and deeper relaxation and focus. Now gently focus your attention at the center of your forehead. Become aware of your true identity. Who am I? A spark of pure light. A being of light. A soul. Hold your awareness to this realization that I am this being of light, a pure soul. For a few seconds. Feel the energy of calmness, lightness, peace within. There is no other influence of any other thought, just a pure awareness of your own true self. Feel this energy of peace flowing into every cell in the body, creating a powerful aura of peace around you. Your mind is at peace. Calm, relaxed, light. And in this peaceful state, we now travel beyond this role, beyond this physical body, beyond this world of matter. With our awareness, feel yourself moving beyond this earth, this physical universe, beyond the outer space, into a world of divine light. See yourself as a point of pure light, free from the body, from this role, from all the earthly identity. Just a pure being of light, immensely peaceful. Let yourself go deep into the silence. This feeling of lightness, immense relaxation and liberation. You are a liberated soul. There is no bondage. No distraction of the senses. No thought, no pull of any action, any role, any identity. Feel yourself in this pure essence of your eternal self, a liberated soul. Untouched by any vibration of anything that is happening in your role. Experience this original purity. I'm a pure soul. No influence of the past, no desire, no attachment. I'm a magnificent being of light. And in this eternal home, I now feel the presence of the purest one, my eternal parent, my dearest friend, my spiritual guide, the Supreme Soul, Almighty God. Experience yourself close to Him, a being of infinite love and peace. Showering unconditional love, blessings, good wishes, light and might. One who is radiating infinite peace, purity, and love to every soul in the world, to every part of this creation. See yourself in God's eyes. Who are you? God's child. A being of peace, joy, and love. As pure as He is. Feel this love that is without any judgment, without any calculation. Love that accepts you, love that uplifts you. Experience in your heart Such a divine love. Which gives you the courage to believe in your eternal divinity. The courage to transform. As God's child, I am like Him. A pure, peaceful, benevolent soul. I see myself as God looks at me, my true self. I feel complete. I harmonize within. There is no conflict, no pressure. No process. I am complete, perfect. Complete with peace, joy, and love. Visualize yourself as this radiant being of light, vibrating with immense peace, love, contentment, light of truth. And purity. Look at your eternal Father and look at yourself. I belong to you. Dearest Baba, I'm yours and you're mine. With this awareness, this link of love and light, which is constantly there. You bring your awareness back to this moment, to this role, this body. And as this enlightened, radiant being of light, we shall play our role, sharing this vibration of love and peace, this awareness of our true self. With everyone else. Now we'll continue this journey as we have been instructed. The first 4 rows, brothers on this side and sisters on this side, first 4 rows will silently get up in this consciousness and start walking outside silently. Take your candles, keep your inner light ignited, and spread rays of peace, joy all around you. Now the next 4 rows. Next 4 rows will get up.
अपने अपने मन में जग उजियारा होगा प्रेम से, सुख ही सुख कण कण में, शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाए।
Maintain this peaceful awareness. Feel yourself as an angel of light, angel of peace, joy, angel of purity.
है ये बेला, ये जग बदलने वाला, राजयोग का मार्ग यही है, सहज सरल निराला, दिव्यता की बन जाए।
Now the next 4 rows, please stand up and start walking.
मंदिर से इस तन में जग उजियारा होगा प्रेम से, सुख ही सुख कण कण में, शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाए। सबको सुख तुम देते जाओ, मगन रहो प्रभु प्यार में, प्रेम की धारा बहाते जाओ। अब तुम इस संसार में प्यारे प्रभु को पहचानो तुम, बसा है हर धड़कन में जग उजियारा।
Now the rest of you who are sitting at the back, please stand up and start walking.
कण कण में शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाए। जैसे बरसे गगन से बादल, ऐसा तेरा प्यार है सहयोग योग है साधना, सुख का ये आधार है। अंतर की ज्योति है जगानी, अब हमको जन जन में जग उजियारा होगा प्रेम से। सुख ही सुख कण कण में, शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाएं। अपने अपने मन में जग उजियारा होगा प्रेम से। सुख ही सुख कण कण में, शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाएं। शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाएं। शुभ संकल्पों के दीप जलाएं।
एक दिया आओ दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाएं।
ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति।
एक दिया आओ दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाएं। हर दिशा हर द्वार पर हो वो दिवाली, हर दिशा हर द्वार पर हो वो दिवाली। प्यार का हम ऐसा सिलसिला चलाएं,
प्यार का सिलसिला हम चलाएं।
एक दिया दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाएं। मुश्किलों से डरता है, दिया वो माटी का जो आंधियों से लड़ता है। तू दाता का दिया क्यों मुश्किलों से डरता है। ऐसे ख्यालों से जहां को जगमगाए।
ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति।
ऐसे ख्यालों से जहां को जगमगाए, प्यार का हम ऐसा सिलसिला चलाएं,
प्यार का सिलसिला हम चलाएं।
एक दिया दुआ का हम जलाएं, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा में